Friends, imagine a modern world in 2025 where every single government announces complete bankruptcy. That's right, every single one, so that we the people can reshape our global economy. Gone are the days of arguing about budgets and deficits. Because in this practical scenario, there's simply no confidence in the people left. Now, you might think, well, that sounds like orchestrated Jesuit chaos. And you'd be exactly right. But here's the kicker. Out of this orchestrated Jesuit chaos rises a new kind of monster called neocolonialism, global financial colonization. Think of it like this. When governments go broke, someone, Jesuit creditor, needs to step in and help, right? Enter massive corporations and financial institutions under Jesuit control, with pockets, slush funds, deeper than the Mariana Trench. They swoop in, offering loans and bailouts with strings attached, strings that tie countries into a cycle of servicing astronomical national debts with dependence on Jesuit influence. This isn't some dystopian sci-fi movie, brothers and sisters. It's a very real forecast superimposed over humanity unlawfully, in which will continue if we don't start paying attention to the warning signs and human rights violations of Jesuit political tyranny. Because this, my friends, is the insidious nature of neocolonialism, global financial colonization, in Greek Jesus' name. It's the Jesuit wolf of religious exploitation dressed in the sheep's clothing of financial aid to legally entrap the human race. Now, some of you might be thinking, hold on, isn't colonialism like so 1800s? And to that I say, open your heart and mind to biblical truth over whitewashed Jesuit lies. Because while those old-school Jesuit empires might be long gone, their greedy little government service corporations is alive and well in 2025 today. It's just found a new way to exploit countries with astronomical national debt bondage. See, neocolonialism is like that friend who's always borrowing money but never seems to pay it back. Except in this case, the friend is a powerful country or corporation under Jesuit rule, and the debt money is often tied to natural resources, infrastructure, or even entire industries. They offer loans with impossible interest rates, knowing full well that countries won't be able to keep up. And what happens when a country chooses not to pay its debts maliciously? Well, they're forced to make concessions to foreign interests such as the LGBTQ community. They have to sell off their assets, their land, their natural resources, their very economic future at bargain basement prices as economic tax-paying subjects. They become political puppets, dancing to the tune of their Jesuit creditors. Now, before you start building a bunker in your backyard, there is some good diplomatic news for us to share under Article 8 of the Human Rights Covenant, which is our human birthright to a collective diplomatic remedy. Back in 1960, a bunch of intelligent individuals at the United Nations got together and said, you know what? This whole colonialism thing is a real buzzkill and a contradiction to the sacred Human Rights Covenant, UDHR Charter. And they drafted the Declaration on the Granting of Independence to Colonial Countries and Peoples unanimously. This document, my friends, is a thing of beauty. It basically says that everyone has the international human birthright to be in charge of their own political destiny, free from economic exploitation and political control by outside Jesuit forces. It's like the ultimate take that to colonialism in all its forms in the 21st century. And here's the best part. It's still relevant and can be invoked by the will of the people to eradicate neocolonialism today. Even though it was written with traditional colonialism in mind, the principles apply perfectly to the modern-day economic Jesuit system of neocolonialism in the information age. Because whether it's a foreign army or a predatory loan, the end result is the same: economic exploitation and religious indoctrination under the satanic spell of Roman Catholicism. So how do we eradicate this neocolonialism without delay? Well, for starters, we need to get loud with the head of state in every democratic country. We need to call out these predatory Jesuit practices for what they are: a new form of economic imperialism that must be addressed to be eradicated with a grassroots UN resolution. We need to demand transparency and accountability from both the Jesuit lenders and the government borrowers. But most importantly, we need to start thinking about economics in terms of human rights equity, fairness. Because access to education, healthcare, and a higher standard of living shouldn't be privileges reserved for the lucky few who accumulate worthless and inflationary debt notes, fool's gold. They're fundamental human birthrights that must be guaranteed to everyone, regardless of where they live or how much debt money their country owes. It's time to break the constitutional, mind and body political chains of neocolonialism and build a modern world where economic justice and human rights equity go hand in hand. A modern world where everyone has the political opportunity to thrive, not just survive, with the 17 Sustainable Development Goals as a global prize. And that, my friends, is a future worth uniting for, where debt bondage stops here and a new system of advanced technology can be safely explored. Selah. Give thanks for receiving this human rights message from the Ethiopian Shiloh. If you would like even more information, then please contact Kingdom of Debrazite 2020 at gmail.com in human rights solidarity. Say